welcome to the 10-Day Growth Hacking Challenge. We're here in the final episode with our contender, Ibrahim from Titanium Escrow Services. This challenge is a 10-day growth hacking challenge. In 10 days, we aim to 10x the growth of your business using 3 growth hacks in 10 days based on the growth thinking methodology, which Ibrahim is using. For those of you that want to learn more about this, do pick up a copy of the book, and you can do exactly what we're doing in this challenge. Ibrahim, first off, congratulations on 2 things. One is that you had a special nomination, how you got into this challenge. So congratulations on that front, and congratulations for finishing. It's been an interesting 10 days. I've seen a lot of progress take place, but this isn't about what I've seen. This is more about how you've seen it. Tell us a little bit more about reflecting on the 3 growth hacks, on the process itself, and what are some of the outcomes and takeaways or transformations that you've had in the last 10 days with this process?
Absolutely. So, Nader, when we first started talking, I was a bit frustrated because, I had done all this outreach, I had done cold calls, I had reached out to law firms who are part of my kind of core market. I had made them aware of my services, and then I hadn't been hearing back from them. Or I would hear back from them, they'd ask a lot of questions, I'd send a contract across, and then essentially I'd get ghosted by law firms, right? And they'd always tell me, oh yeah, it's still in the pipeline, but then nothing would ever come through. So I was quite frustrated and kind of I felt overwhelmed. And so when we started these 3 growth hacks, the first growth hack was putting together a kind of ranking or league table of the top law firms in the UAE and in the region. And then ranking them by how much escrow they conduct. So 3 main segments that I focused on, which are kind of corporate and commercial, which includes M&A, real estate, and shipping. Those are the 3 that hold the most client money, as it's called. So I put together that kind of league table, helped me visualize and understand which clients I really need to go after, who's doing the most business, who's not holding client money and therefore losing business, and who is holding client money and kind of thriving. So putting together that league table really helped kind of conceptualize and help me know who not only my competitors are, but it also helped me position myself in the market as a subject matter expert, as a source of information, a source of expertise on the topic. And I believe both the clients and the firms kind of appreciate having that kind of data available to them. So the second growth hack, as I mentioned, we would get so far with the clients, spend hours doing due diligence and putting together a contract and structuring and kind of doing that advisory for them, only to have them kind of disappear or and not really provide any valid feedback. I mean, if they just disappeared and then they gave me solid feedback, okay, I'd say, okay, great. Well, at least, you got something out of it. But so that second growth hack that we did was regarding invoicing. So taking a processing fee up front. Once the clients agree to the commercials, we say, okay, please, pay a small processing fee. And what that has done is it's gotten a buy-in from the clients that are serious, and it's kind of gotten the clients that are less serious, just kind of kicking tires, to think twice and kind of saves me hours of my time. So that's been a fantastic growth hack because it helped me really refine the quality or kind of filter the quality of the leads and the clients that come through, so that I have more time to focus on the ones that matter and the ones that are serious. And the third growth hack was regarding onboarding. Again, these firms, they say, okay, great, we're aware of your product or your services. Next time we have a client, we'll let you know, but then they never really let me know. So what I did was I reached out to these firms. I'm having a seminar hopefully in the next few weeks, where essentially the firms themselves will be able to offer advisory service and consultation services and build their clients on how to best use escrow. So I've been able to bring the escrow fee down with Titanium Escrow. We're disrupting the escrow industry. Right now, before Titanium, the cost of conducting escrow would start around $50,000 for an M&A, which is prohibitively expensive. For us, it's somewhere around 8,000 USD. So we essentially, democratized escrow in a type of way. We made it cheap enough or low cost enough and effective and easy enough where, it's the best practice. And the law firm would essentially not be doing their duty to their client if they didn't actively, suggest using escrow to structure their transaction, because it is the best solution in the market.
Fantastic.
So yeah, so once we kick that seminar off, again, that positioning that escrow is now available, it's cheap. If you're not recommending it to your clients, then you're not providing them with the best guidance. And maybe that's, I know you have the three colors when it comes to hats, the black hat, the gray hat, and the white hat. I'm not sure if this would be a gray hat hack, but essentially, that's kind of the angle that we're going for, and it's actually quite true. If a firm doesn't suggest escrow to their clients, then they're not they're not guiding them towards the best solutions in the market, even if they don't name titanium by name.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
through these three hacks that you've done, I mean, what kind of transformation have you had from the beginning of the process till now? What's kind of been the outcome for you from mindset, tooling,
Yeah.
energy? I mean, whatever it is. I mean, what kind of impact has this had on you? Tell us a little bit more.
So definitely gave me a lot of mojo. It helped me really kind of. I think playing by the rules is great, but sometimes it can just be difficult, right? The rules are you reach out, you ask for a call, you do a Zoom, you kind of, you have a talk and you explain what you do. And maybe you shoot across marketing material if you have something and you hope that they come back. I think with these growth hacks, it's really changed the way that I do business development, reach out to my clients. And it's changed my mentality and my outlook. Because you can tell people multiple times and you can make them aware, but it's not until you really have leverage in the way that you market and present your services and products that really are growth hacks that help that get that exponential growth. And I think to answer that question, my mentality and my kind of outlook has definitely changed. Now it's about how can I maximize every effort rather than this is the way it needs to happen. Let me lay it, contact each client and hope that one comes back. So, so definitely a game changer. And, my pipeline is a lot stronger. The leads that come through are filtered a lot quicker. My time is freer, which enables me to kind of exponentially turn around and reinvest in the things that yield the most results.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. So, I mean, I've noticed also like what's happened is that I think your confidence level in tackling something as complicated as this type of market. I remember when we first spoke, like it was a segmentation thing, like there's so much to go after, but where do we go after? We talked about something like, we always talk about this, which is like low friction, high impact, not highest, but high impact. There's a big difference between the two. And I noticed like, as we went through this process, it became it became second nature to you to start thinking like this and actually start taking action on it, because there's two elements to this process which are crucial. One is the thinking part, and the other part is the action part. And when these two seamlessly start to work together, we know that we've got transformation. I've seen that take place, and I've seen kind of the impact it's had on the way you're doing things, and the questions you've been asking me, which have been brilliant, indicate to me that like, wow, okay, so I can see the thinking and the action are coming together very well, and you're taking them in much more strategic strides, just like what you said. I mean, bringing some of these growth hacks into play to really accelerate some of these things is exactly what you should be doing, and continue to do. Not just in 10 days, right? Of course.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, it's a shift in mindset. And yeah, no, absolutely. And I think it kind of taught me to think outside the box to get the maximum results. And honestly, now that the resources are there, it's just a matter of acknowledging or being able to identify the opportunities. So that first growth hack, I think within a day I was able to compile the list of top law firms. I found a great website, Legal 500, that basically has even the contact information for all of the top law firms and the top partners and associates in each segment. So that growth hack, I mean, that was easy. I should have known that. I should have done that on my own. The second one, as far as the receiving the invoices, I mean, I set up a Stripe account. It took me, I think, less than a day. And I've already, sent and received an invoice via Stripe. And getting paid that processing fee upfront, first of all, helps my cash cycle, but also kind of secures my interest in the transaction. Fantastic. And the third one, I mean, all I had to do was just bring it up with kind of a senior lawyer that's a friend of mine, saying, look, what do you think about this? And he was like, this is great. Let's do a seminar on it. So So really, the opportunities are there. I think there's always opportunities just circling around everybody. It's just a matter of opening your eyes and really pushing for them. And this 10-day growth hack has really shown me that I need to be thinking more actively about growth hacks, and that's why I'm going to continue reading through this book. I'm going to fill out all 20 growth hacks and make sure that I kind of keep thinking strategically and thinking out of the box and finding new ways to maximize every minute of my time and the yield of all of my effort.
Fantastic.
Because,
well, I definitely look forward to seeing you in the All-Star program. I mean, the All-Star program is when we do 3 in the challenge. There's 17 hacks left in the book. And if you finish the remaining 17 in 60 days, then we'll put you into the All-Star program, which we're in the process of still developing and defining. But it's going to be a place where people who really advance through this process, who are hungry for more. I've literally had contenders, who'd be like, we want to do this challenge again. We need it again. I said, you can't do it twice. You only do it once and you keep going to the All-Star program, right? And that's where the adrenaline comes in. So I hope to see you there. If there's one piece of advice that you'd like to give the audience from what you've learned and you'd like to pass on to people watching this, what would it be? The one piece of advice from all of this?
My advice would be to unlearn what you think you know, and just think about it as I know it sounds cliche, but think out of the box, think creatively, just think about how you can really, what's the craziest thing that you could do, and do it. Because I think a lot of times we think we know what we need to do. We know how to, send out a cold email or we think that we're being proactive by messaging somebody on LinkedIn, asking them for a call. But in reality, the way that, growth hacking really works is stepping back, unlearning what you think you know, and really kind of jumping into the craziest idea that you can think of and trying to do it.
Yep. And as you can see, some of the craziest ideas are actually more possible than you might think. And that's the shocking part of this whole process. Most people think that things are complicated. They take a lot of time, a lot of effort, special skills, and a lot of money, which is all not true. You can obviously see it from the process, which is incredible. Awesome. So as we reach the end, for those who are tuning into this process, at the very end, we have a pay it forward system. The only way to get into this challenge is through nomination. Each challenge is worth $10,000. And for every contender, they get the option, not the option actually, but they go deep dive and they go find 3 other people they want to pay this forward to, who basically would fit exactly just like them in the sense that they need to work with this process to help them growth hack their businesses. So on that note, paying it forward, over to you, Ibrahim. Who are the people you'd like to nominate and why? And let's move the challenge forward.
Great. So 3 people I'd like to nominate. First is my friend Humaira. She is the founder and CEO of Walsey, which is an AI-based recruitment company. Recruitment platform. So they specialize in engineers for blockchain, for big data, and she's setting up here in Dubai, and I think she would benefit immensely from this 10-day growth hack program. The second is also my friend. His name is Kevin Kilty. He's the CEO of a company called HubPay, where essentially they are a digital wallet for emerging markets. So for remittances to Philippines, India, to kind of emerging markets. They're already doing quite well. They have VC backing, but I think everybody could benefit from this, and I think that Kevin would appreciate having the chat. And the third is also my friend Victoria Actionova, and she's the CEO of MindTales, which is based in ADGM. They are a mental health app. They're already doing miracles and wonders, bringing mental health to this region, creating content in Arabic. But again, I think everybody could benefit from this program, and I think Victoria would also appreciate learning some of the growth hacks that are available to really exponentially grow the user base and the community.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So it's quite amazing for those tuning in. I believe this is our 5th or 6th generation of Pay It Forward in the system, and it's quite amazing because there's this energy that I can't quite explain, but once you get into the system and you watch this, you start to recognize that there's this positive rotation of energy that goes from contender to contender. And as it pays forward, the energy throughout the whole system of everybody who's involved in this process seems to accelerate. So all the way from the very first contender I've ever had to the last contender I've had, the amount of energy and results that just perpetuate throughout the system that is in this process is quite incredible. I really look forward to taking this to the next level at the All-Star program, where we're going to really make that energy really shine. So I do challenge you, to continue to do what you're doing. You're on track in these 10 days. You've progressed enormously. Keep it going. We'll get cracking on those nominations. We get them on board on this season, and that's it. Congratulations. We hope to hear. I don't hope. I expect to hear very big things about what you're doing.
I hope so. Thanks a lot, Nader. I really appreciate being part of this program. Special thanks to whoever nominated me. When we started this, I was confused and a bit exhausted, and I think I've realized that you can play the game with cheats in a type of way. Use Game Genie to really get further, and that's the way that it needs to be done, because the old method needs to be unlearned.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Unlearn. That's it. That's the key word. Unlearn.
Yeah.
All right, Ibrahim. Good luck. Congratulations.
Thanks,
we'll see you in the future. Take care.